Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, it's 𝗙𝗶𝗍𝗀. Thank you for coming, and for the subscribers, always thank you so much for the love, the support, the encouragement. It always means a lot to me. Thank you so much. In today's video, this is something that I've been talking about on this platform. If you go back in my videos, you'll see that I've been talking about this, and I'll keep talking about this. And yeah, excuse the setting, this is not where I am as always, but I did have to talk about this. And in case of any noise in the background, please excuse it a bit. I'm sorry about it. I'm kind of near a school right now, but I still had to talk about this. So this is a situation that has been happening in the African continent for a very long time, in the times of colonization and the times of when religion came into the African continent. But yeah, before I talk about anything about this video, watch the clips, come back, and let's talk about it.
Look who got arrested. Lucas Richard. For the ones who don't know, he was a Christian missionary who went to Liberia and attempted to kill this woman. And here's the official statement of the Republic of Liberia. But I want to make a couple points. Because if this was a black man in Africa who killed a white man in Africa, or a black man in Africa who killed a white woman in Africa, it would be all over the news. But I had to go viral just to get this woman's story heard. To where the church apologized because people protested, and even the United States of America Department of State got involved. Now what does that tell you? That white privilege is real, and that black women are the most disrespected human beings on the earth. Lucas is a church minister from Iowa, representing this church.
Hi, this is Lucas and Lois Richard. Lois and I are privileged to be serving the Lord in Liberia in West Africa.
And Jessica is a student in Liberia with this organization. When these two met, they decided to hook up and she got pregnant. But there's way more to the story. Because not only did Lucas not tell her that he was already married, even though he was already bringing his wife to Liberia to help with the ministry work, as you can see right here. He didn't tell Jessica's mom, and when she found out she was pregnant, she wanted them to get married, which they did. But then everything went south when his church reported that he was robbed, which wasn't true. When in fact, Jessica was the one that was hurt. Actually, she was almost killed by Lucas. Oh, and by the way, when he found out she was pregnant, he was injecting her with something that would cause a miscarriage, and he was successful.
They asked me to help her with $150 US, which I do monthly.
Yeah, we talked about how he gives her $150 every month to help her out, which I need you to keep in mind because that story won't add up in a minute.
I carried her to the supermarket. We bought cornflakes, we bought all of those things. From there, we decided that I could drop her. I don't have to take her back to her parents, and that I could drop her there because of 𝗁𝗏𝗏𝗃 Highway. She would get a motorbike and she would get back.
But I'm going to have to take it back because right before all this happened, he was already back in Iowa with his wife, and then he kept calling Jessica's mom and bugging her, being like, I gotta see Jessica, I gotta see Jessica. And then they finally agreed, and then he showed up and they took a little trip.
The first area where there was like coal tar that you could pull off on the main coal tar, I put my trafficators on. Because two things. She's getting a motorbike to go back home, and I needed to check my back right tire because I've been having a problem with that tire. And I could feel when I was driving that something was not correct. So while she was waiting for motorbike standing on the coal tar, I'm down there literally trying to jack up my thing.
He's not mentioning it is when Jessica got in the car, she was questioning why he had a knife, because why do you have a knife? And he was like, well, it's just in case I run into an animal or a snake or something like that.
She's standing on the side of the coal tar, and I'm standing there doing this with the jack thing, and next thing I know, a motorbike comes out of nowhere and hits her, and she goes into a ditch, because right after this coal tar is like a little extra coal tar on the side of the coal tar. Right after that is just a big ditch. Okay. The motorbike hit her, she fell backwards and rolled into that ditch. I think she even fell backwards and hit the edge of the coal tar because she had blood coming.
Yeah, that's not what the man on the motorcycle said, nor Jessica, but we'll let you finish your story first.
At that point, I leave what I'm doing, and I go to check on her and help her out and ask her if she's okay. I bring her up onto the coal tar, and at this point, this motorbike driver that just hit her is yelling out to other motorbikes, KK, whatever they're driving by, and this big lorry, big truck, big red truck that was carrying, I don't know, a dump out truck, something like that, telling them that I hurt the girl, that I did something to the girl. I don't know how they were saying, but they were yelling it out, screaming it out, and so they're stopping, and all these motorbike guys are stopping, and they're vexed at me. Now
remember, he's not bringing up anything about the knife, and Jessica has an entire, I can't say it, but it's too graphic to even show.
I'm walking around the front to go get in the car. She was walking around the front with me. She goes around the front, and she's coming to get in the car. Then, something goes through the window, and comes and hits me right here on the head. And when it hit me, I did like this on the steering wheel. And one of the guys took a big stick and started pounding. He came in front of the Land Cruiser, and he started pounding on the thing. And so at this point, she's telling me to go. She would be okay as me then one because they think they're probably gonna get money from me.
Now you know about that $150 I told you to remember? Listen up.
I had $400 US in my pocket. No, 350 because I gave her 150. I had $350 US in my pocket right here and some small in my wallet right here.
You said you had $400 in your pocket, but then you said, no, wait, you had $350 because you gave her $150. If I do math correctly, that doesn't add up.
So, I hit the gas and I started going. I didn't hit nobody. I even hit, before I put it in gear, I did like this so that it backed up. And then I went. And of course the motorbikes were following me. And the motorbike that hit her already had his motorbike out of the something. All I remember is that it was a red motorbike with a license plate in front. That's all I remember about that.
Okay, you said what you had to say. Now it's time to hear from Jessica. Now, I and many other people were having a problem understanding her accent, but plus the throat damage was probably definitely a big factor. But I found somebody who broke down what she said. So basically what it says is, Lucas pulled over to take a piss. When he was out there, he claimed that he saw a snake. He told Jessica he saw a snake and he told her to come out with the knife. And he told her to get closer, 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 and she was scared, but she came anyway. Once she got to him, she took the knife from him, bashed her on the back of the head and her throat. That's when the man on the bike showed up and handled Lucas, and then he called the rest of his crew to show up, and then Lucas ran away.
You met the women, or you open the car door, turn again, they go out and slaughtering again.
Can we talk about these white missionaries in Africa? Can we have that conversation? Because this has been an ongoing problem that has been swept under the rug. So you have a man, or should I say this thing, by the name of Lucas Richards, violently attacking a Liberian woman, slitting her throat, and almost killing her. Thank goodness somebody was there to help her, or she would not probably be here. And she knew something was wrong. She knew something was suspicious about this man. Now, let's get to this thing known as Lucas Richards. We can call him Sasquatch. We can call him the grizzly bear. We can call him Lucas the hippopotamus. This thing is married in the United States. It's a white American missionary, and it decided it was going to go do missionary work in Liberia and marry, quote unquote, a Liberian woman. And when it gets her pregnant, it then decides to inject lethal drugs into 𝗙𝗶𝗍𝗄𝗏, killing the fetus inside. So this thing has a history of doing the most ungodly-like things. And yet it is in Africa trying to preach the word of Jesus. And when it was busted, it decided to say that a motorbike was the cause of it. Africa, the Caribbean, black people as a whole. When are we going to talk about these white missionaries? Because these white missionaries have had a history of going into the African continent and doing the most vile, immoral, and most ungodly things imaginable. We have another instance of a missionary thing known as 𝗷𝗶𝗍𝗏, and it went to Uganda and it pretended to be a medical doctor, and it ended up killing 105 Ugandan children. And it is right now having an HBO documentary after itself. These missionaries need to be dealt with. These missionaries need to be held accountable. And Africa, the Caribbean, the diaspora, black people as a whole, stop allowing these white missionaries into these countries. We have seen over and over again white evangelicals, white missionaries going into the continent and pouring millions of dollars, and we're just clapping and dancing and just listening to it. And we shouldn't be listening to it. It does not deserve our respect. It does not deserve our attention. These white missionaries need to be dealt with, Because these white missionaries are some of the most racist, anti-African / anti-black people on the planet.
As you've seen in the videos, this is something that has been torturing African people, including myself. Before I left religion, I always told you, we grew up seeing a lot of missionaries come to schools, come to churches to offer help to the children or to the people that needed help. And I will not say that all of them are bad people, but majority of them that just come for the advantage of the money that comes with being a missionary or being a person of help from the West. And that's what it is, and we should say it as it is. So this is a man who came from the United States of America to Liberia to be a missionary, as they always or most times do. And what he did is not surprising to me, but this man came, married, and still wanted to marry an African woman, maybe to show that, oh, he's here to help. He's even, marrying a Liberian woman, so he's really here to stay. It's not okay that you come on a mission to help people, but then you turn around and want to commit the atrocities, the same atrocities that the people that look like you used to come and bring the same religion in the African continent. Like, why are we still letting missionaries come into the African continent? What are they still teaching the African people? And then this is a problem I have with the African people, or people that believe in the religion, especially Christianity. They always want to say on how Christianity was so much in the African people, but then why would someone come into your house and teach you about a God that you already know exists, and that person has to actually kill you and force you into the religion for you to accept the kind of religion of God that you already knew? Make it make sense. Like, that's why I have a problem with the African people or the black people that are still insisting in the religion of Christianity being an African thing. It is never, and it will never be. And that's why the owners of the religion are the ones that are able to copyright the Bible, are the ones able to change the Bible, rewrite the Bible, change the verses in the Bible. They are the ones that have control over that religion. A lot of missionaries have come and have committed atrocities in the African continent, but nothing happens to them. And this also goes to the leaders that we have in the African continent. They don't care. It's actually more sad to see statements or comment from the churches where these people come from, like the incident of this man. Creekside Church came out and said Lucas was attacked and robbed in Liberia. Today he needs help, and his phone and his car, things were stolen. Instead, he was the one who was attacking a human being and wanting to kill them, but they were trying to defend him. And then after they came to apologize, after people coming out and calling them out for what truly happened, that shows you the kind of world that we are living in, that even these people are protected by the so-called religion or people that call themselves people of God. Wow. They just care about the money that comes with the process. Of course, when missionaries come, they're going to bring in the dollars that no matter what they do, even if they commit atrocities, they will not be touched. Then if you look into that last video I made about Renee that came to Uganda and did the same thing of killing children, she got away with it. The justice system of Uganda did let her go. They literally let her go, and she is in a very good situation in her country, having a good life, having a documentary, which is wild to me. And then so with this man, apparently for him the white privilege didn't work on him, and at least I thank the Liberian police for stepping in and arresting this person. And this man should not leave without charges. He should actually be in prison for the rest of his life, because that's where he deserves to be. And as always, I always want to encourage you to make petitions so missionaries could stop coming into the African continent. They just come to control people and put colonization more in the people. They don't come because they want to really help the people. It's all about money, and it will always be about money. So guys, that was it for today. Tell me what you think. Comment in the comments. I am so pissed about this. Like, this lady was going to lose her life because of a person that calls himself a missionary. It's crazy, guys. And as you heard the man say, if it was a black man that did that to a white woman, it will be all over the news, because the world that we live in is always a black person has to be evil and a white person has to be good. And that's why I don't believe in the religion of the white people. it is just full of control and manipulation. It's just crazy to me. It's getting dark now and I need to go, guys. Tell me what you think. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.